Okay, so I knew it would happen eventually, but apparently it's happening quicker than I thought. Here I am late at the office working and talking to myself. Seriously, though, I've been contemplating making some videos to put out for you guys and maybe give a few tax tips here and there. Uh, Obviously, this is not the most produced video, but wanted to go ahead and put something out and let you guys kind of give me some feedback on what you think. I think what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to go over an outline of some things that I did at a presentation recently to a group of farmers. And all of this stuff will apply to not just farmers, but to all small businesses and even to your personal finances. I had several topics there, starting out with some basics about making a plan, sticking to the plan, using software, and using a professional to track where you are with your finances. So I'm going to start with that. We'll get a little deeper into some actual tax tips and some of the information on the new Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. There's a lot of information out there and a lot of misinformation about how that's going and how that's going to affect you as a taxpayer. And we'll get into some specifics for things like the Section 199A deductions, some info about what can and can't be deducted, the info on the new standard deduction and all of that. But to start with, I just kind of wanted to give you this brief little overview of just what you need to really start off on the right foot or get on the right track if you're already in business or along the way and along the path in your financial life and financial plan. So that plan, that's the key word. A lot of people just kind of jump out, and most of us that are entrepreneurs, we just say, "Hey, this is something I'm good at, so I'm going to do it." Uh, Advice from somebody who's been on every side of business, from owning a business to financing businesses to doing accounting for businesses: make a plan. Make the plan. Put the information systems in place and the infrastructure and the schedule in place to track your plan and track where you're at, benchmark against your plan, and stick to the plan whenever you can. Obviously, any plan is going to require some modifications along the way, but how do you know when to modify and what to modify and whether the modifications are working if you're not tracking? Find the software that works for you. We use QuickBooks. It seems to be the most widely accepted. Sure, it's got some issues, but it's been a hard transition for a lot of us moving to QuickBooks Online. But QuickBooks really, you can walk in virtually any accounting office and they can open your QuickBooks file, or they probably have an account with QuickBooks Online if you want them to an accountant or a bookkeeper to just take over, helping you out with that, or to just be able to log in and help you. So make a plan. Obviously, a business plan is first. Along with that business plan, have financial goals. Figure out what you need to track your progress towards those goals. And start thinking about what you're going to do for growth. I've been reading this book by Phil Knight, who was the guy that started Nike. And it's interesting to hear a company that we know is this just huge multi-billion-dollar company today, the financial difficulties they had along the way, and even the times where they borrowed from Peter to pay Paul, like all of us have that have been in business. But prepare for growth, prepare for future financing. And I can tell you, having a plan, tracking your financials, will make things a whole lot easier when you have to go to either an investor or a banker or someone to help you out with that. Have contingency plans in place. Nothing ever goes exactly the way we plan, so always have things in place, ways where you can correct yourself and correct your path or find another direction when things don't go exactly as planned. Go ahead and start thinking about your retirement. Go ahead and start thinking about investing, because unless you're a farmer, you probably don't want to do what you're doing for the rest of your life. Farmers never seem to retire. They always just kind of want to get to a point where maybe they can slow down or maybe they don't have to necessarily get up. But the rest of us, we kind of want to have that time where we can sit back and enjoy the fruits of our labor. Either way, plan for yourself, plan for your family, have that plan in place and work towards it. And the last thing I want to mention is succession planning. Whatever your business is, whatever your goal is, if it's for a future generation or whatever, have a plan in place, have buy-sell agreements, fund them with life insurance, whatever. Talk to an advisor. And that comes to my one of my biggest things. And I'm not here to market myself necessarily, which obviously I'd love to have as much business as we could get, but have someone who can help you. Have someone that's a professional in the area of finance and accounting. You may be a better accountant than I am, or a better accountant than anyone at any firm around. But if that's not what you've chosen to do for a living, think about the fact that what you do, that's your value proposition. That's how you bring money to the table. Every bit of time you spend on paperwork is more time that you are not making money for your business. So think about employing the use of or contracting with a professional, someone who can be right there with you and who can be all but a partner in your business, someone who can be right there and help you put together the data you need, help you interpret data, and help you move your business towards the goal of being where you'd have it to be. So for now, that's a little longer than what I wanted to go. I'll try to maybe keep it a little shorter in the future, or give you a little bit of warning, a little bit of heads up. But I appreciate any of you that take the time to look at this. And again, it's Lee Cleghorn at Cleghorn Financial down in Ashburn, Georgia, and we'd be happy to help you, whether you're local or you'd like to have some work remotely. We would love to step in and help you and show you how we can grow your business. Thanks.